From the Standing Stone Farm Studio right outside downtown Nashville, it's time for the most ridiculous sports podcast in the world. So sit back, relax, and listen as Bobby Butler and Brandon Bond crack open a cold one and talk all things hockey, pop culture, and complain about everyday situations. It's the Pucks Out Podcast on the Penalty Box Radio Network.
Welcome into the most ridiculous podcast in sports and pop culture. I'm Bobby. He's Brandon.
Hey-o.
You can find us on the three majors of social media at Pucks Out Pod. Now let's crack open this cold Mayday beer and let's get after it. I've been needing this beer for a while. Hopefully it'll make my throat feel a little bit better because my allergies are fucking horrible right now. But don't forget, Pucks Out is powered by Mayday Brew, the official beer of Pucks Out podcast. Join them every Thursday for bingo and Tuesdays for singos. We fucking love their beer, and we know you will too. How you doing this week, bud?
Doing good, man. Doing good. For those watching video or whatever, I got a different background set up now, and I'm going to have to work on my lighting. So I don't like my lighting already. I feel like half of a villain where I've got darkness right here. I feel like we're in a Coen Brothers film instead of being on the most ridiculous podcast on earth. But I'm doing great. As you remember from last Tuesday when you checked in on me, I had just gotten my Xbox. And so after we got done recording, I was going to play, some Hogwarts Legacy. Well, that's pretty much all I've done since then. So yeah, pretty good. Last of Us season finale was great. Yeah, man, I'm just stoked for March Madness, obviously, coming out on recording day. We're going to talk a little bit of that. So jazzed up, man. How about yourself, bro?
Dude, just been sick as hell. About, I would say Thursday night, I started feeling, a little bit rough. Like when you can tell that you're about to get sick, like you got a little bit of an itch in the back of your throat. Your lymph nodes are a little bit swollen. I was like, uh-oh.
Yeah, I don't know any of those big words or anything. I don't know any of the big words that you're saying, but Brandon feel bad. Brandon feel bad.
I'm kind of on the I'm on the upturn, but man, the last couple of days and it's allergies, so it's not like I don't have a fever, I don't have the flu, I don't have COVID, but it just sucks, man. Like you take for granted when you can breathe properly.
Oh, and you always say, "Oh my gosh, dude!" Just like if I could breathe ever again, I'll never take it for granted. Yeah. And then in like a day and a half, you're like, this is terrible. I'm with you, bro. I feel you on those allergies. Mine haven't really, I've had a few flare ups here and there. But mine haven't hit too hard yet. So I'm, I am not envious of you. So,
yeah. But all right, don't forget to check us out on Twitch where you can find us gaming. Let's do a quick fit check before we move in. Because I'm feeling like a bag of shit. I'm still wearing a sleeveless t-shirt that I literally rolled out of bed to do this, and I just threw on a hat. What do you got?
Yeah, man. NCAA tournament coming up. I was looking for I wore my SEC hat, because, hey, go SEC. But I wanted to clarify that it's go SEC, and I wanted to wear my Beat Bama shirt, but I cannot locate it. It's probably dirty or in the laundry. So, I just went with the standard Auburn. It's always nice to represent a team that's going to go out first round to Iowa. So, I'm always jazzed to represent the squad that way. So yeah, just keeping it NCAA March Madness related, man.
Nice. Let's move into the news.
Everything you need to know about what's happening on the ice. It's time for news from inside the boards.
Not a lot of news this week, but two big things. Andrei Svechnikov from Carolina is undergoing season-ending knee surgery. That's a big loss for them.
Yeah, absolutely. Luckily, they've made a couple moves, so hopefully it's not the end all of any type of hopes. But you always hate to see it. You want to see a team go in full strength and win or lose by their own merit. So you hate to see that for the Hurricanes leading their division right now.
Yeah, I mean Carolina sitting there, number 2 in the power rankings, obviously behind a team that we're about to talk about, the Bruins. But this is a team that is dangerous and can make a run, and hopefully that their depth really shows up, because that's Svech is the kind of guy you want in the playoffs. He's a clutch performer. But speaking of the Bruins have clinched the first playoff berth of the season. They have a points percentage of 81.75%, just absolutely insane. I don't have the exact how many points they have, but
105.
what are they at? Like a 105? Yeah.
105.
I mean, they're
an 808 win percentage. You just said, a 81% point percentage. It's just insane. I didn't realize that it took a whole 65 games for them. I mean, they've been that good this year. That is amazing. I wonder how do we, I mean, this may not be something that we have available, as we don't have ESPN stats and info working for us, though we need to get some interns by. We keep talking about the interns, but just to look this stuff up. I wonder how the earliest someone has clinched in the NHL. I mean, we have to be getting pretty close to that at 65 games. Yeah, man. And Bobby, to answer your earlier question, Reddit is down. And so that is why also we don't have a few more. I always try to throw in a few hockey tidbits in there. So that's why we do not have additional, news or something that's kind of outside.
The 1995-1996 Detroit Red Wings are the fastest team to qualify for playoffs, doing so in just 59 games. The Detroit team finished the regular season with 62-13-7 record for 131 points. It did not, however, win a Stanley Cup that year.
Okay. So 65 games that were 6 games, slower to get there.
Yeah. And the 98-99 Dallas Stars did it in 63 games.
Okay. So we're, so number 3 right here. I mean, I would have to say that it was probably easier to do that in the 90s than what the Bruins are having to face now doing it.
Yeah.
I would also venture to guess that neither of those teams had a first-time new head coach, coaching them to that. So, yeah, very, very impressive what they're doing right now. A team that it looks like it's, it doesn't look like they're going to get beat by anybody. I mean, they got 50 wins right now, not including any of their overtime, losses for points. They would have 100 points on just wins alone, which is insane.
Yeah. Let's move to outside the NHL.
Now that you know what's happening inside the boards, time for the rest of the headlines with news from outside the boards.
Aaron Rodgers and the Jets move closer and closer to a finalized deal. However, he did threaten to not come to the Jets if the trade was leaked, showing once again that this drama queen is thinking more about stuff non-football related. I mean, it makes no sense. He knows that he's using this as a negotiating technique. He knows it's going to get leaked. That's
especially
it is the NFL.
Not only just the NFL, but the New York Jet. I mean, come on. I was thinking you were going to say he wasn't going to come there if they weren't going to let him wear the Joe Namath fur coat on the sidelines or something. Like the kind of diva-ness that he has shown. I am surprised he has not come out and said he is switching his position to wide receiver. That's how much of a diva he has been over the past couple of years. It's
like, my dude, you have not won a Super Bowl in 13 years. Right. Get it together. Focus on winning a Super Bowl.
Yeah. And I mean, that's right. I mean, you say 13 years and you won one. Okay. And so every year that we have to deal with more of your nonsense and your garbage is every year further from us. I mean, I think there was a time there, 2012 to 2015, that it was, is he going to be the next uh, Tom Brady or Peyton Manning. And, that was that possibility there, but he just never.
Yeah. Well, it's come out also that he no longer has the power in this negotiation because the Jets have also started looking into Lamar Jackson. And you know what? If I'm the Jets, I think I'd rather have Lamar Jackson than Aaron Rodgers.
I'll tell
Aaron
you
Rodgers
this.
is more drama than Lamar Jackson.
Buddy, I'll tell you this 100%. I'd much rather deal with Lamar Jackson's agent.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I'm slinging deals, I would like to talk to Lamar Jackson. Can I speak to your agent, Lamar Jackson? He's like, hold on, let me get him. You've seen Silicon Valley, right?
Not all of it.
Oh, okay. Well, the guy from The Office, Gabe, I always forget his name.
The
big, tall, lanky guy. Yeah. So
Yeah.
funny. When he creates a fictional supervisor for himself when he can't get like deals or whatever, and he names him Ed Chambers, and he's like a total dude. I can just imagine like Lamar Jackson's agent being like, him, but somebody, he calls him something different.
Yeah. Jamar Laxon.
It's like this is Ari Gold. Lamar, keep you on the phone for too long? Oh, fucking idiot. Eat that guy's lunch every day. So honestly, if we're talking about fit, for fitting for the, what the team needs, you got to go Aaron Rodgers. Getting Lamar Jackson, it's building a team around Lamar Jackson. And not to say that's not possible, and the Jets have some good pieces that could maybe do that. But do you have the coordinators to do it? Are they prepared to do it? Because there's nothing that'll make somebody fail more than the anti-Bill Belichick approach. I'm sure that there's plenty of folks that are, but not playing to your personnel, but this is the style of football I play, and we're going to play that. You're never going to make Lamar Jackson a pocket passer, and if you do, you're ruining what is about him. And so I think it's easier for an offense to adapt to somebody like Aaron Rodgers, though it may, he may have a complicated playbook, but it's a skill set that all of these guys have utilized before in previous offenses, more than likely. So, could go either way for sure.
Yeah. Let's see. Allen Lazard signs with the Jets. I mean, this kind of goes into the last thing we said, where Rodgers has given the Jets a list of, former Packers free agents to get in there.
Randall Cobb will probably get signed any day. If we see Randall Cobb signed, we confirm Rodgers to the Jets.
Yeah. I think Devontae Adams even mentioned that he might want to play with Rodgers again. That's a dangerous team. That would be a dangerous Jets team that will make it to the second round of the playoffs and then get eliminated.
A team that was right there on the cusp last year, had some really good play with lower than average quarterback talent. A quarterback really could have put them over the edge. And as, diva-esque as Aaron Rodgers has been, he is a major upgrade at the quarterback position for them with the weapons they have there. Yeah, Allen Lazard going there is a favorite of Rodgers. So, that may almost confirm it right there. Because that's a team with a crop of receivers.
Yeah. Darren Waller, the Walrus, traded to the Giants for the 2023 third round pick.
I don't understand this.
What do you think
this
about
happened today. I don't understand this one. If I'm the Raiders, they were like $37 million under the cap last year. It's not like this is a cap issue. You almost wonder if this is a behind the scenes Darren Waller wanted to be traded and he's not going to publicly request it. I think it's a great move for the Giants. I'm very much looking forward to seeing what Darren Waller can do with Daniel Jones, a guy who has, if my memory serves me, utilized that tight end position when possible. So great move for the Giants. Not so sure about the move for the Raiders. You think that would want to be a guy to keep around?
Waller has been plagued by injuries. He just signed a $51 million contract. He can't in September. I can't help but think this is just the Raiders freeing up some space to go make some other moves. And
Yeah, maybe, but
they got a unfavorable. Maybe they're trying to free up some room because they want to. They're going to try and re-sign Adams. I mean, I just don't know.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, but $37 million under the cap that's a large number. I mean, you ain't paying. I mean, you could pay 7-8 players a year on with that. So, it makes me think that there's maybe some more behind the scenes type of stuff. Maybe there was a Derek Carr push to get Waller signed to this contract, and it was something that the front office wasn't really interested in doing, but to make their quarterback happy. Definitely an interesting move. You always like to see these shakeups with teams and what they can do for other people, especially for us, as fantasy football fanatics.
Yeah. DJ Moore to the Bears, number 1 overall pick to the Panthers. This was a blockbuster trade.
Yes, and that's not the full trade.
I mean,
but
this is just.
But that was like.
Oh, there was.
Main...
Yeah, I saw. Yeah, I saw it when it released. There was a lot to this. I mean, the Panthers gave up a lot for that number 1 overall pick. They did blow this pick.
They absolutely did. It was like DJ Moore, a second. I think it was a third as well. I want to say.
Yeah, this was like a fantasy football style trade. Honestly,
yeah, it really was. And it's one of those things. The Bears the Bears won for sure. I mean, they didn't need a quarterback. They're not going to take Bryce Young there. Again, this isn't a dynasty fantasy football league where it's like, all right, let's take Bijan Robinson, which is a clear number 1 overall. We got different, mindsets. They're fielding 11. We're fielding, just the skill players. Yeah. I think that it's a risk by the Panthers, but in today's NFL, it's a risk guys got to take. I got to risk it to go and get. I mean, it's Bryce Young, right? It's not CJ Stroud in my mind. I don't think you risk all of that for the potential that CJ Stroud gives you. And just in my mind, that's just the way I'm thinking. I'm thinking you're thinking big, and the new style of the NFL, Bryce Young is the guy. It's a guy, it's a team in the Panthers that had a lot of success with Cam Newton. Still some good pieces, there on that offense. A lot of draft capital, trading McCaffrey and DJ Moore. Gave it up for that number 1 pick. It's one of those things that in 2 years we'll say, wow, the Panthers are stupid idiots, or wow, what a trade, what a bold move, and it's what you got to do to succeed in this league. But I mean, it's, and I mean, to be fair, this could be a game changer for both teams. This is one of those rare, they gave up a lot, but you get a superstar quarterback. Giving up a lot for a superstar quarterback is worth it. And what is the biggest complaint of the Bears this past season, who had a dynamic Justin Fields, is who does Justin Fields pass the football to? You can't use that number 1 pick to draft a receiver, but in my mind, you do the next best thing and go get a veteran guy with 6 years under his belt, bad quarterback play almost every year that he's been there, and has been successful. So, I told you, hey, I threw you a trade offer in Dynasty for DJ Moore, and maybe I should have been talking him down. I think this is a bad move for the Bears. He's gonna be terrible there. Never catch a ball. He's never caught a ball in Soldier Field. But in all seriousness, I think that is a great move for both parties.
Yeah, I like it a lot. Our main topic today, we're doing a quick preview of the March Madness bracket. This is a great time for bettors and for sports fans. I'm setting up my 2 pay brackets tonight and tomorrow. Tonight of recording, we've got our first 4 play-in rounds. So, but quickly, those are Texas A&M, something versus Southeast Missouri, Texas Southern versus FDU, Arizona State versus Nevada, and Mississippi State versus Pitt. But let's kind of go through this real quick. We're not going to do a super in depth, but
I do want to say real quick,
to you?
This is not Texas A&M, the Aggies. This is TAMU, something else. Okay, I was making sure.
Texas A&M something. I wasn't sure what the CC stood for. I assume Texas A&M at Corpus Christi, maybe, I'm guessing.
That sounds super correct. I'm going to look that up while you maybe preview one or two.
So obviously our number one overall.
You're a genius, dude. What? You're just Texas A&M University, Corpus Christi. Let's go.
Yeah. We've got Alabama, Houston, Purdue, Kansas as our 1 seeds. What do you think about those 1 seeds? Of those 1 seeds, who do you think has the best shot?
Houston. Houston is, I mean, not in my pay brackets, but just a random bracket that Sleeper sent out for the Bracket Mania. I have Houston winning it. I have Houston playing Purdue. I don't know how much about that, but Houston's a good basketball team. I hate to say this, as I hope we get a 16 seed, another 16 seed win, but Alabama is dangerous as well. Brandon Miller is solid. And just bringing up Alabama, did you see the pictures of those 2 Yahoos that went to the SEC tournament? What a absolute joke.
Yeah. I was thinking about making that joke of the week, but
make it joke of the week.
More airtime.
Yeah. I mean, what a joke. Well, we'll discuss it later, but Alabama's a dangerous team too. I really think that just looking at this crop of 1 seeds, I think they got it right. Maybe you could argue somebody else over Kansas. I think they got it right, so any matchups in particular?
So eventual matchups, I am excited to hopefully see, and obviously these could all change.
Sure.
But I'm hoping to eventually see UCLA Gonzaga. I think I'm going to have Gonzaga win it all.
Okay.
But I think that Gonzaga, Kansas will match up to leave the West, and I think Gonzaga wins. I think Baylor or Arizona wins the South.
Really? Okay.
And I haven't decided. I think I'm going to go with Arizona out of that one. My heart wants me to go Memphis out of the East, but I think that they have a tough road with Purdue sitting right above them. So I think that Memphis. I think if Memphis could upset Purdue, that'd be great. But horseshoes and hand grenades. So I think Purdue leaves the East. And then I think that Duke Purdue game would be really good.
Yeah, well, that's interesting because, and I don't know how I'm going to do my pay brackets, but the East is where I have 2 of my bigger upsets. I have Tennessee going down to the Raging Cajuns, the 13 seed.
That's a matchup I was looking at.
I have Oral Roberts beating Duke as well.
Ooh, okay.
I am not. Yeah,
I can see that.
That is, and so, Oral Roberts is my team that I think that is got a good shot here. I love that matchup. Love what's happening in the East. Vermont, always a team that kind of puts it on in the tournament, and playing Marquette. That's something. 10 seeds, that's been a traditional, spot that potentially can be upset. I think USC's going. I think that we're going to have a crazy Eastern bracket. There's so many, possibilities and options of, matchups that you want to see. But is there any, besides those 2 I just named, which you concurred, is there any big upsets you're calling at this point? Not a 10, not a 10-7, because that's not a super upset. I like the Penn State 10 seed as well, though. I think I'll have them moving on, maybe even past Texas.
I think Colgate could put a fight up against Texas.
That's a team that we've been watching.
And I like VCU and St. Mary's. That's going to be a close watch. I don't know if they have what it takes.
Yeah, I mean VCU's a team we've seen in the Elite Eight. You know, I mean, so that's a program that I think has that
that's
potential.
a blue blood.
And so yeah,
and I like
VCU
Providence
well.
over Kentucky.
Okay,
like
Providence over Kentucky. I'm not as big on that as a potential,
Yeah.
but I mean,
my problem is I don't like
happen.
picking too many upsets in one division. So like I already think there's gonna be so many upsets in the East. I don't want to pick Providence over Kentucky because then that's like what every game's gonna be an upset at that point. Like and the odds are not in my favor.
For sure, right? Exactly, and I mean, as soon as you don't, of course, all that's going to happen. I think Virginia's out, not first round or anything, but earlier than expected. I think that maybe Sweet 16. I don't see them moving past there. I do like Baylor though. That's a team I had in my first bracket as a Final Four team. Kansas State is a team that I feel could have very easily been one of our 2 seeds if some different things go, their way. So Kansas State's a team that I'd be feeling dangerous about as well. But yeah, man, I mean, just the feel of it, and it's funny because we have all this discussion, and then next week, the Sweet 16. Well, we're not even everybody we named. It's gonna be other teams. You know what I'm saying? Like, Duke will be there, but some random team, Arizona State or Nevada, has moved on 2 rounds, from the play-in game.
Yeah.
So that you gotta love.
Obviously,
it.
one of my brackets, I'm gonna vote with my heart. I'm gonna have Maryland going pretty far. Go Terps. But I mean, realistically, I don't see them getting past Alabama.
Yeah. But it is middle of March, my man. Maryland beating Alabama is not even a crazy thing. That's not I mean, it's crazy, but it's not a crazy scenario in what we're gonna see.
Yeah.
It might
still
be
a blue blood program. They've done it before. They've been in the dance.
It might be Maryland playing TAMU Corpus Christi,
Auburn.
Baby. You know what I'm saying? So
well,
it ain't gonna be Auburn. I've watched us play basketball. There's, if we're off shooting against Iowa, there's a real chance we could drop 40 points, dude, in that. So I'm not. They're a very defensive team. So I love to vote with my heart, and I'd love to see them move on. I think Iowa probably gonna put us out first round.
Yeah. Let's move into games of the week. Ugh.
Games of the week. Bobby and Brandon do the work, so you don't have to. The best from around the NHL and what to watch.
It has been a rough 3 weeks now. There was a little bit of solace last week, but yet again, I have gone 0-5. The first time I think any of us have ever gone 0-5 twice in a season.
Yeah.
And that hurts. I went from having a decent lead at one point to I am far back now. I'm in
3 games
not far back, but I'm in a rough spot.
3 games
back.
But
that can exponentially get bad quick.
Right, for either of us, because I've been known to throw a 1-4 week or an 0-5 week after a good week myself, Bob. So, I mean, it's 53-43 you, 56-38-1 me. So we're not like worlds apart or anything. Betting record, you are didn't move much this past week. You are still sitting at 96-39. You're still positive, baby. You got a positive ROI. So nothing to worry about there. I went 4-1 this week when it came to games of the week, but I only went 2-3 when it came to betting because your boy was a puck line, fiend last week. So, worked out with the wins, didn't get the money, but I'm sitting at 104.21. So a little under $10 ahead. If you were running with us, you're making money as long as you're betting it all, you're betting on everything. So, Bob, I think that I start us off here. It looks like I got the early draw on this one. I got the Penguins Rangers, and I've been super on the Rangers. They're playing at home here. I'm going to stick with that. But I'm also, I think that I've found I was 2-3 on my bets, but I didn't lose out on that much ground. Even so, so the couple wins there, I think I'm going puck line for, I'm just going to go ahead and tell you, Bob, I'm going to go puck line across the board wherever I'm picking.
I was literally about to tell you that too, that I'm going puck line. I'm that scared money don't make no money. I was going puck line all these games.
We're coming up. We're at 65 games. We got, 15, about 17 games left, couple weeks of picks left.
Great minds.
I'm trying to either be below the fold, or I'm trying to have, produced hella dollars for our folks at home.
Yeah.
So just know I'm picking my team. It's a puck line win. Good to hear that.
That's wild that you said that, because I was literally about to enter. As soon as you were done talking, I was going to say I'm going puck line right out down the board.
We'll just make it easier for the folks. You know what I'm saying? We'll just make it easier for the folks. So, so go ahead. You got your first game of the week.
Yeah,
here.
Starting off the week, I've got Boston heading up out west to Winnipeg. I got Boston at Winnipeg, and I'm taking Boston puck line.
Do the people say that when they're? I mean, technically, you're right, Bobby. You, I guess, are going west. But if you're going to Winnipeg, you're not going out west. You're going.
I didn't say
north.
out west. I said they're going. Well, they're already up north too. But I think Boston and Winnipeg might be the same northern, like.
No way. Figure that out. But I hear what you're saying. You're technically correct. But I don't think that there's any team that's not west of Boston is the problem, Bobby. Like, if they were going to Buffalo, aren't they going west? So anyway, geography lesson aside, that will move me into my next game. Really enjoyed this game. Looking forward to it. I got the Canes.
Okay, so Winnipeg is a little bit more north. It would be like them going to like Maine or something from Boston to Maine. So it's a little bit north. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's certainly
well, but
west.
It's not even okay. It's not even
they're going out Midwest.
Wrong. It's not even that you were wrong. It's just phrasing it that way is not how people say it. You don't go out west. Your West Coast trip is to the Californias. That's the West Coast.
Well, hold on. Let me ask you this. They are more western than St. Louis, and so therefore they're west of the Arch, the gateway to the West. So they are going out west.
That only counts for America. So if you were in Alaska, yes, you've been gatewayed to the West. So I would give it to you. And I would even give it to you if you were in Hawaii. But look, man, I don't claim Alberta. All right. Alberta ain't the West. That's the Great White North. All right. So the Canes are heading out west to Toronto. They're also going to head a little north, but I'm guessing that it's a little west as well. I could be wrong on that and be a complete idiot.
It's actually really close. So they're in Raleigh,
close.
Right?
Yeah, I think so.
Because Toronto is east of Charlotte, but probably west of Raleigh.
All right, so just call us the geography boys. I'm gonna go with the Canes. Obviously, puck line. I am gonna use this as my opportunity to guarantee a minus 1.5. So I'll go take the alt if they are not favored. That'll be my one opportunity for that. All right.
Yeah. I'm going to send you a picture. I think Raleigh and Toronto may be literally on like the same lines of like longitude or latitude, whichever one that one is.
So, but I would imagine they're going to have to fly a little west to go north, because of flight patterns and whatnot, Bobby, and the way that the Earth spins. That's just standard science, man. Everybody knows Raleigh is east of Toronto. That's pretty common. That's pretty common knowledge, Bob. So, I mean, if you want to be the guy that, refutes common knowledge, then you be that guy. Regardless of whether they're going west, straight north, east, wherever, they going to win by 2 goals. That's all I'm saying. That's
Yeah.
all I'm saying.
All right. My second game, I've got St. Louis heading east to Washington, D.C.
We're pretty much sure on that one. We're sure.
Yeah. I don't have to Google Maps that one. Unless they take the long way around, they're going east.
They go west to go east. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a long 24 hours.
Yeah. I've got Washington puck line, obviously.
I like
I think
that.
Washington I think the Caps are just a better team.
That and picking against St. Louis right now, where they are just throwing out everything but the kitchen sink. I like that pick, Bob. For my third game of the week, I have the Bruins playing the Wild. This is the 18th at 1 p.m., a nice matinee game on Saturday. I came into this thinking Wild, no problem. And I think I'm going to stick with that. I'm going Bruins. You just can't mess with success. You can't try to get fancy when you're trying to make money. So, Bruins.
No. Third game, it's a noon puck drop. I've got Colorado going east into Detroit. And north as well, surprisingly. I know many people think that Colorado is like a very northern city, but they're just high up.
They're just high. If we were looking at it flat, then yeah, it's north. Yeah.
I've got Colorado puck line over Detroit.
Yeah, and honestly, I do like that. Detroit's been on. They've been playing some good hockey, so that's a nerve-wracking thing. That's a team that took down your sure thing last week and picking the Bruins. It's been pretty money for us. So, if you would have picked Detroit puck line with -1.5, you would have won that against the Bruins. So that's a team that's pretty dangerous. Devils, Lightning, 6 p.m. I think actually you got a game before this, but it doesn't matter. Devils, Lightning, 6 p.m. on Sunday, the 19th. I'm going Lightning puck line. Obviously, puck line. We're coating the board, but yeah, I just think that the Lightning play well at home, and so the Devils been playing good, but I think the Lightning got it.
Yeah. I've got Columbus at Vegas, and I think Vegas takes this one pretty handedly. So obviously, I got them puck line. That's a 3 p.m. puck drop.
Yeah, I think that you got a good one. I think the bigger thing is hoping that the main line isn't -2.5. I think they could hit that, but I think you'd like that cushion of the 1.5.
Yeah.
Because 2 goals is still a lot in the NHL. So it could definitely happen. And then speaking of the Red Wings, they're taking an L from the Colorado game, but they are at home playing the Panthers 2 days later, 6 p.m. Monday. I'm going to go Red Wings. I think that again, I've been saying playing well lately. Panthers have been mid at best all year, so I think it's an easy money. I think this is a 5-0 week, both bets and game picks.
Yep, I'm feeling it too. To end off, I've got Calgary at LA. I'm not going to tell you which one. Well, I'm pretty sure LA is definitely more west. I was going to say, I don't know which was what, but Calgary is definitely more east of LA. But I've got LA winning this at home.
Is it though?
God damn it! Now you've got me doubting myself.
I know. If we're giving lessons,
it's not Vancouver. Vancouver's would be questionable.
That's okay. Maybe that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Images.
Calgary's like pretty.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, it's a little deeper in there. I was thinking. You were exactly right. I was thinking Vancouver. Which probably would be west, right?
Oh, yes. LA. Vancouver would be more west of LA. Yeah.
But yeah, it's obvious.
I think Vancouver might be the westernmost team. Maybe San Jose, depending where San Jose's arena is. But San Jose and Vancouver would be tied for the most western, but I think Vancouver might take it because I think their arena is like right on the water. but we're talking like maybe a couple miles apart, San Jose and Vancouver's arenas.
That is what we should forget North and South. We're just going to start classifying teams as their geographic location, and we'll draw a line. So some teams it'll be weird, like that's an East, that's actually an Eastern team. So okay, I'm good with it.
Let's move into joke of the week.
The weird. Corey Perry. See, I don't like that. Wild. I think the first read was a good one. Now I'm overthinking it. Outlandish.
Each sixth chick sat on a stick. Little tongue twister.
And downright dumb.
You're kidding me.
It's time for the joke of the week.
All right, so we talked about it before. Cocaine Bear, a theatrical success. I can only assume. I have not looked up any stats, but I'm going to assume that it will sweep the Oscars.
Well, Oscars just happened. Yeah, next year. I was going to say Oscars just happened because my boy Brendan Fraser won him an Oscar, dude. So gotta love that.
Can I say something that might make me seem stupid?
Mm-hmm.
It was not in like last week until I realized that was a fat suit Brendan Fraser was wearing for that movie. I assumed
you thought he got
that was.
You thought he got super fat.
I thought he got super fat.
You thought he Heath Ledgered it.
Yeah,
and then
I thought
you're
he
like
went super.
You saw a boy at the Oscars, and you're like, good for him. Good for him.
Yeah,
I mean,
well, because I know like people talked about his mental health.
Yeah, not even his
normal.
People were
talking about his mental health and
issues.
stuff, and yeah. So I thought like he had just gained, and I thought that's why he got the part. And I'm like, man, I feel bad for him, but like you getting work, bro. You making that money. But then I'm like, oh, okay, he wearing a fat suit. So I mean, okay, I felt a little bit better, but I definitely felt stupid when I saw he was wearing a fat suit. I was like, oh, okay.
Well, the big thing
honestly, that says that how good the fucking makeup artists are, because the fact that
Dude,
I
it was
couldn't even tell he
great.
was wearing a fat suit. Yeah,
it was. He was blacklisted a few years back for like reporting on some casting director, grabbing on his Johnson or something, and so on Reddit there's this Brendan Fraser sub was always save Brendan, because it was always and so to see him not only get back to work, hey, hell yeah, for anybody that could do that, but to get back to work and win him an Oscar, that's a solid pull. I mean, I remember him in George of the Jungle, The Mummy. I mean, like some movies of our childhood type of deal. To see him successful again, and he's such a good guy, is awesome. But back to Cocaine Bear, I do not think that it was a theatrical success. I think that the exact opposite happened. So go on with the I don't, we did not have our normal source. What's up with Cocaine Shark?
Yeah. Cocaine Shark is coming to theaters in July following the possible success of Cocaine Bear. I think we're going to see a great multiverse. I hope eventually Disney buys this franchise and we get to see Cocaine Bear and Cocaine Shark in the multiverse. I think that would be great. I mean, I can't wait for the other cocaine animals. I can't wait for cocaine koala and meth raccoon.
Okay, so this is, I think, pretty early in. Domestically, Cocaine Bear grossed over 11 million this weekend, so I'm guessing that was opening weekend, bringing its total to 41.2 million. Internationally, the much buzzed about film grossed 3.1 million, resulting in a total international of 10.7 million. The budget was between 30 to 35 million. So clearing a cool 15 mil is, not bad, but that movie had a bunch of bigger actors in it and actresses. And so you wonder, was it truly successful for them? Because if they're getting even, total profit points, the gross points, not the, what comes out in the wash with how movies accounting does. It may not have been success in that measure, but I mean, making money, it's always good, right? So, and it couldn't have been that much money to throw this villain, could have been that hard to throw it together because you have a bad take and you're like, no, we'll just use that one. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
This is Cocaine
they had a
Bear.
decent. They had some decent actors in there.
Yeah, I mean, they had Clay Davis and Margot Martindale.
Ray
I don't
Liotta.
know, Ray Liotta. Yeah, so it wasn't like they were scraping the bottom of the barrel and grabbing reality TV stars to star in it. A decent size amount. I still have not seen it, Bob. I
want to see. I haven't seen it yet.
I want to see it. I'm gonna, I still want to, but I have not yet. So maybe we can contribute to more success and like you said, get the multiverse of cocaine animals going. Personally, I'm going to tell you right now, Bob, I want to see Cocaine Cheetah. If we're being real, I think that would be sick, dude, to see a cheetah achieve.
I want to see
a Hundy.
HGH Cheetah.
Oh yeah, we're just roiding them. I mean, honestly, that would be sick, nasty, awesome, dude. If we just saw like a roided up cheetah, dude.
Like we see, with this one, drug dealers lost their cocaine. Maybe in that one, some baseball players lose their HGH and a cheetah finds it.
That's it. Oh. Or I'm not hating on the idea, and honestly, it seems like we can just write it and we can say the others and inspiration, and then maybe we can sell the script. I'm just, but Bobby, we do not want points on the total profit. We gotta get points on the gross. That's the thing. That's how we make money.
And merchandise sales.
We want
sales profits.
10% of merchandise. Honestly, if we get lifetime, we can go down to 5. We can go down to 5%. But honestly, I think I'd take 10% for like a 15-year period and then it bumped to 2. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know, man. If it's a commercial success and the multiverse, we're gonna have to run this by. Maybe we can get Lamar Jackson's agent to negotiate our deal for us.
All right, let's move into what's snapping your stick.
Bobby and Brandon are about to find out exactly what snaps their sticks.
All right, you all have probably heard it. My allergies, man, just fucking allergies. It just really snaps my stick because I know it's coming. I see it a mile away every year. This time of year, I get it. No matter how much meds I take, no matter how much I prepare, it's just gonna hit you, and it hits you like a freight train, and I just cannot stand it.
Sorry, I was just seeing your picture of Toronto to Raleigh, and I would bet it's east. Raleigh's I think east, anyway.
Yeah, but like a smidge, yeah.
I feel for you. Like I said, I haven't gotten my my bout. Mine usually comes early spring when it's warm. It's been warm for a minute and I'm getting a high pollen count. So not looking forward to that. Feeling for you, buddy. Hope you get better. Mostly not even because I want you to feel good. Mostly because I just want you to watch The Last of Us so we can talk about it. So get that watch, buddy. Forget your health. Worry about discussions with your boy. Mine is a very minor, so it's snapping my stick, but it's not something that makes me very upset. So I don't know if it even qualify, but just the sad nature that there's no Quidditch in Hogwarts Legacy. Honestly, I absolutely
gotta save something for the DLC.
Yeah, and bro, I'm there. If that's a DLC, I can understand that. But I mean, honestly, dude, flying has been one of my favorite aspects of it. Just popping on your broom, flying around, Hogwarts, and oh man, I've just very much enjoyed it. And so a Quidditch game in which you get to be the student, and I could even understand if like they have to wormhole you into not playing a seeker. You know what I'm saying? Like how that could be super difficult. Yeah. That could only be, but you can't tell me that's FIFA, right? That's a game that's already made, just with some intricacies to it. But it's just throwing a ball through a hoop. You know, if you had to be a chaser or a keeper and leave the beaters and the seekers, that's just a computer generated things happen.
Well, one of the things I read, there was two things. A, they wanted time. If they said that if they had done Quidditch, it would have added some time on the release that they didn't have because of the company. They had deadlines. B, the engine that they would have needed, and the coding they would have needed to use to build that they didn't have the rights from EA to use a lot of those codes for a sports kind of thing like that. So
Gotcha.
they kind of have to create their own system.
Have to
for
rewrite
that. And they wanted it to look good. They didn't want to just throw something in there and it's a AAA game.
That is why I threw this in there as like hey, it's just a minor complaint. Because it was what's his face from Nintendo. I always forget his name, but the Nintendo guy said a rushed game is always bad, but a delayed game can be good. You know, can be whatever that is. Yeah. Like, hey, just delay it. And so they were ready for the other aspect. So don't delay that. I can agree with that. Don't give me a bad product, because then what's happening on the local podcast is, Quidditch messed up Hogwarts Legacy. It was terrible. Yeah. It froze my game. So I'm much more okay with them erring on the side of caution and not doing something wrong and just giving me a DLC. Yeah, your boy will pay. You tell me right now you can do like a Quidditch season, either in a professional type capacity or just at the school. Your boy's in. I'll pay $30 for it right now.
Yeah.
So
yeah. I hope we get DLCs so like the Triwizard Tournament and all that kind of shit, dude. That would all be dope.
There's a lot that that's there. That's the cusp of it. I don't know if you've been down in the trophy room, but it has the covering of the Triwizard Cup that's kept there. Or
I've been up there. Yeah.
And like just all, but honestly, just to go the opposite route of snapping my stick. It's just all of the little things. Like I was going into Glad Rags one time for the first time, the wizard robe shop or whatever. And this kid and his mom are coming out, and the kid's like feet are dancing because she bought like cheap Charmed dancing socks. And like the kid's like, everybody's looking at me, Ma. And like she's like, no one's looking at you. And then like some other person's like, look at that guy, look at that kid, Dad, or whatever. Just the little thing. I literally sat there and watched this whole thing that I can't even interact with. Nobody's even going to listen to me or whatever. Yeah. Lots of things that I thought, oh, maybe they should have done this, maybe they should have done that, but very little complaints to the point.
And
where,
what are your thoughts on Professor Garlick?
Oh, girl.
Yeah, I know, right?
Woo. Professor.
I got a mod that gave my dudes a beard, so like my dude looks old enough now. So don't see me as a student.
Professor Garlick, to be fair, Professor Garlick looked like she got a little bit of youth in her as well. So I think Professor Garlick,
she can get a little bit of youth
hands down. She can get a fifth year or two. You know what I'm saying? Saying? So Professor Garlick, she right. Love it. Love Professor Garlick. Wouldn't even be a plant guy. I even lied. Yeah. I try to answer the way that I would want my Ravenclaw to answer.
Everyone else, I'm a Slytherin asshole. That kind of I was like, I'm into plants.
I was like, dude, plants? Like, oh my God, like probably going to be a planto.
They're so cool. Whatever. Yeah.
Super love it.
Yeah, I love me some Bulbasaur. What kind of,
She's like, no, do what now? It's a Pokemon. You would love it.
Yeah. But all right, guys, thanks for hanging out. We will see you all again next week when all of our brackets are demolished. Until next time, keep being awesome. For Brandon, I'm Bobby. This has been Pucks Out Podcast. See ya.
Peace.
Thanks for listening to the Pucks Out Podcast. To see what other ridiculousness the guys are up to, check them out on Twitter and Instagram @PucksOutPod.